We're going to start into a child pose, wide-legged child pose. So bring yourself into a position with the knees as wide as you can, walking the hands forward and slowly lowering down with the forehead down to the ground. Taking a deep breath in and out. And we start to tune in right away in the first posture. Observe how you are right now, today, at this moment. Observing how you feel physically, emotionally, and mentally, without any judgment. And just feeling for yourself what you need from this practice today. And add it as your personal intention for this yin sequence, where we will focus on the heart, lung, and intestine meridians. Observing your breath following inhale and exhale, without changing anything. Where is the breath reaching within the body? Where can you feel the pose? And breathing towards the sensations in the physical body that are created by the posture. Feeling the weight of the body onto the ground. And if there's too much pressure underneath the knees, the ankles or the feet, maybe the elbows or forehead, you can always gently come up and add some padding, like a blanket or an extra mat if you have. And one more deep breath here. And slowly coming halfway up. Now placing the left shoulder as close to the right knee as you can. Coming into a gentle twist in the wide-legged child pose. Resting the head onto the mat or blanket. So the right arm can either stay down, or if you have the space, wrap it around. And reaching either for the lower back Or maybe you can reach your left thigh and just resting your arm there. So really placing the left shoulder as close to the right knee as possible. We have a normal, natural, relaxed breath. Just observing inhale and exhale. And physical sensations in your body during this posture. And we surrender to the pose, to the ground. And I would like to invite you to check for yourself if you can stay in the posture without moving. Just observe the sensations. Unless there is any pain, any sharp pain in the knee or the back or the shoulder, then you can come halfway out and soften the pose. But if it's just an intense stretch, an intense feeling, I'd like you to just stay with that and surrender and breathe with it. And if you feel there's more space opening and you could move the left shoulder closer towards the right knee and having your chest touching your right thigh, you can move a bit, intensify your pose. If you need to come out earlier, always welcome. And then just sit up and breathe, observing your physical sensations and how you are feeling. Three more breaths. And then unwrapping the right arm and bringing it next to you. And on inhale, let it help you to bring you up. Coming onto the heels, just observing. For a moment, neutralizing. Feeling the difference of left and right. The change that's taking place energetically, maybe emotionally or mentally already. And we start to fold again forward. Support yourself first with the left arm. Now we're going to scoop the right arm underneath. I like to just use my elbows first. Change my left arm and placing the right shoulders close to the left knee as you can. And then resting your head down to the ground. Surround the left arm around the body, grabbing either resting it on your lower back or wrapping it towards the right thigh. Noticing if there's a difference in the left and the right side. You can adjust if you feel the knees need to be a bit wider. And always observe if you are okay and need to change anything. And just stay with the pose. Observing inhale, exhale and physical sensations. Observing the change during the several minutes that we are in the pose. Feeling the body heavy on the ground. You might feel pressure on the ankles or the feet, so if it's too much, you can change it. But if it's okay, just stay with it. If it's not harmful. And we'll come out in a couple of minutes, and the tension can be released there. Observing the breath, observing the body. Relaxing, surrendering into the pose. And checking your body to see if you're okay. If you can intensify by placing the right shoulder closer towards the left knee, go ahead. And if you feel the tension is building up and it becomes a bit too strong, just back off a little bit. And maybe make the posture less intense. If you need to come out earlier, slowly do so. Just sit and breathe, observing body and the breath. Three more breaths here. And first, unwrapping your left arm, placing it just next to the head. Inhale slowly, having it support you to come up. And I cross the legs and you can come to sitting for a moment. Either with the hands on the knees or you can have them behind you to support. Inhaling, just opening the chest and moving the shoulders. So I want you to move the spine with the support of the shoulders. Coming up and down, grounding the sit bones. Just playful movement, release any stuck energy. Opening the chest, rounding the spine a couple of times. Just you can feel for yourself if there is any stiffness. Just move the body. And then we can move into the next posture. Come laying onto your belly. So I like to come just to hands on my knees and slowly move down. Placing elbows underneath the shoulders. Hands flat onto the floor. Coming into Sphinx position. So taking a couple of breaths. Observing the body, the spine. To see if the full posture is right for you at this moment. So we want a gentle feeling in the back, not too strong. If you feel nothing, you can straighten your arms and even walk them closer towards the shoulders, either all the way underneath the shoulders. See if you can keep the hips as close to the ground as you can, or halfway. Or if you feel there's a lot of tension in the lower back, or some pains that you've been struggling with, you can also place the elbows further away and with the hands take the elbows and make it a very gentle back bend. The softest version, elbows as far towards the front as you can, placing the forehead down to the underarms. So choose your appropriate posture that's right for you now. And stay with that. So we don't move once we've chosen a posture unless there's any pain developing. You really want to back down, or if you don't feel anything, then you can make the posture a bit deeper. So I'd like you to tune in to the heart space. So heart and diaphragm area. Front, back and the sides. Breathing really towards the heart. And observing there. And having the question, how are you? How do you feel? Emotionally. Without any judgment, only observation. Pure emotional well-being. So aligning the neck with the spine. If you have the neck hanging down, that's fine for 1 minute or so. But then realign the neck with the spine. How are you? If you notice there's any tension building up in your lower back, around the sacrum, in the tailbone, or in the middle of the back, you can always choose to modify and soften your posture by just placing the elbows more in front of you. If you notice that the body is relaxing into the pose and your edge of 70% capacity is changed, then you can start also to straighten your arms. They come into half seal. To either stay where you are or soften the pose. Or if you feel comfortable, you can start to straighten the arms into half seal or full seal. Keep lengthening the spine by having the sternum moving kind of forward and then up. Continue to tune into the heart space here and opening the heart. Aligning the neck with the spine. Observing physical sensations, the breath, and staying connected to Hara, the lower belly, while we are fully tuned in into the heart space. 3 more breaths. And on exhale, slowly start to move yourself all the way down towards the ground, placing the elbows in front and your forehead down towards the lower arms or your hands. Take a deep breath in and out. Observing physical sensations, the breath, the weight of the body on the ground. And feeling what the postures are doing for you. Then placing the hands underneath the shoulders, buttocks goes up first, protecting the spine. We come up to all fours. Just for a moment, we're going to serve the spine, so hollowing the back and rounding. Just moving, helping to release any stuck energy. So I like also to make kind of circles with the hips, moving the hips left to right. So some kind of fluid movement of the spine. We're going to come with the knees together and the feet together, sitting down towards the heels. So if that's a bit too much, you can also place a small pillow underneath the seat to create more space, so the knees have more space and have less tension on them. If you don't feel any pressure, that's fine. You just slowly start to walk yourself forward. Elbows can be grounding on the floor with the hands spread wide and the forehead is moving down. If you prefer the hands behind you in classical child pose, go ahead. This is a very calming posture, soothing the nervous system. I'd like to invite you here to continue the question of how are you emotionally. So tuning into heart space while we are in this nurturing child pose, supporting yourself, breathing naturally, relaxed, and surrounding yourself with a relaxed breath. It's nice to have the hands spread wide and the fingertips very gently pressing into the ground. There's not much effort, it's just an awareness into the fingers, the fingertips, promoting energy flow and rebalancing the energy system. 3 more breaths. And inhale, coming up to all fours. So we're going to come into a quarter dog. So the knees are hip width apart. We will place the right elbow underneath with the hand flat, where the forehead can reach, while the legs are in about 90 degrees. And the left arm is reaching forward straight, again with the hands spread wide. Targeting the heart meridian. And we stay here, so feeling the weight of the body. If your knees are sensitive, this is a bit too much, you can add a blanket underneath the knees. If the weight is too much on the shoulder or your right elbow, you can come out a bit earlier as well. It's just intense without any pain. Just breathe towards the area that you feel most sensations. In the postures we want to stretch and also restrict certain parts in the joints, in the meridians, in the soft tissue, to stimulate blood flow and energy flow. If you feel like there's any tingling or sleeping of the arm coming, if you can stay. If you need to come out, just do it very slowly. One more breath. Inhale, bringing the right arm towards the same place as where the left one is, and now placing the left arm and moving back into the pose, and with the opposite arms. So if that's a bit too much on the shoulders or knees, you can just sit back towards the heels, take a couple of breaths before moving into the pose. So the legs are about 90 degrees. Nice stretch for the back as well, the shoulders. Targeting in this posture, heart and lung meridian. Again, spreading the right hand and gently pressing, bringing awareness in the fingertips. And breathing naturally. Three more breaths. Inhaling, bringing first the right arm back and coming into all fours. So again, we're going to move the spine. So move it as you feel like it. I like just a very gentle movement. Surrounding and hollowing. Good. So walking the knees closer to the hands. Cross the feet behind and sitting or come to sitting. So we come into a wide-legged position. So tilting the hips forward. If you're really rounding the spine, place a small blanket underneath your seat, and this will assist you in tilting the hips forward. If you're really round, just bend the knees, and then you can notice by pulling up that it is partly possible, fully possible. And really focus on that part. So we're going to move towards the right, one hand on each side of the leg. So either stay here, if you really just can tilt the hips, just be really soft to yourself and take your time. Or you can start to move forward, either with the arms straight, or with the elbows bent. Maybe you're flat onto the floor. Everybody's different in this pose. So I like to hold with my hands my foot, and in this one we're going to add a twist to the pose. So opening with the left shoulder, either placing the hand onto the side, or if you can, opening the left arm overhead. You can just rest it onto the head, or you can take the left foot. So find a position that's comfortable enough for you. You can support your head with the right arm. So the legs are relaxed, the feet are soft. And try to add the left arm if you can. Grounding the sit bones both and feeling the weight of the body. Tuning in to the heart space, breathing towards the heart, towards the diaphragm. A natural, very gentle, relaxed breath. How do you feel? What's going on? Observing inhale and exhale. Observing physical sensations. Just being with what is. We're gonna open the left arm back, placing it next on the inside of the right, turning forwards and moving now in a different shape of the posture, the dragonfly. So the hands can be straight like you just to face the leg. Either arms straight, elbows on the floor, maybe you're flat onto the leg. Maybe you need to be more up. So really feel for yourself what is your right posture. We take a couple of deep breaths here. Continuing to observe your emotional well-being. Breathing towards that what is and allowing space for you to be. One more breath. Inhale, slowly moving up. And moving towards the middle. Taking one or two breaths here, neutralizing. Feeling the difference of left and right. Again, tilting the hips forward if they were not. Moving, turning yourself towards the left leg, one hand on each side. Slowly start to fold forward, finding your edge, 70% of the capacity. Finding a safe space with an intense stretch. Keep grounding that right sit bone. Holding the ankle or keep holding the floor. I like resting the elbow onto my leg. That gives me a bit of support. Now opening the right shoulder. Reaching the arm up. And resting it either on the head. Or you can move down towards the toes. Finding your own edge, but make sure you open the side of the body. So if that means if you go too deep, you are closing the body. I prefer you going less deep and opening. Have a nice full side stretch here of the body. See if you can keep the neck aligned, not just hanging down. Legs are soft. Feet are relaxed. Sit bones are grounding. Keep tuning into the emotional well-being. Allowing space for you to be and just breathe with it. Inhale, reaching the right arm up and back. Now placing it on the inside and moving with both hands on one side, grounding the right sit bone, and we're moving forward. Different variation of the dragonfly. So you can either keep the arms straight, even sitting up straight, placing the elbows or flat onto the leg if you're very flexible. Observing physical sensations, the breath. Stay connected to the lower belly, the hara. Three more breaths here. And on the inhale, slowly start to bring yourself up. Back to center. Taking again 2 or 3 breaths. Neutralizing the pose and observing sensations in the body. And we'll go for the forward fold. So either keeping the legs straight, but if you had enough on the back side of the legs and the lower back is getting a bit sore, so you're working a lot on it, you can also bend the knees, place the feet flat onto the floor, and coming into forward fold like this. So that's your option. If your legs are fine. So again, tilting the hip forwards. You notice when you bend the knees, that's much easier. Relaxing the legs. And start to walk yourself forward to wherever you are. Find your 70% capacity. So you can stay for a while. You can also support your head. Just make sure your neck is supported. Just align the neck with the spine as much as you can. If your hands are forward, spreading the fingers wide and press them gently into the mat, just the fingertips. So you see my feet are slightly falling inward. So for you, it really depends on your own body. They are falling naturally outward or inward, so inner rotation or outer rotation. There's no need to change it. We really want to follow the natural shape of the legs and the hips. Nice relaxed breathing. Just observe, inhale and exhale. Observe the physical sensation and imagine, visualize you breathe into that space, creating space with the breath. If you need to come out earlier, come halfway out. If you need to go deeper because the sensations get less, go ahead. One more deep breath. And inhale slowly. Start to come up. Placing the feet in front. Maybe gently tapping the back of the legs. Do whatever feels good. If there's too much, just leave it out and massage the legs with your hands. Supporting flow of energy. So coming to lay onto your back with the knees bent, bringing them up to the chest. And rock and roll left to right, massaging for a moment the lower back, the hips, sacrum, even the tailbone can reach. Knees can be together or wide. And we are preparing for a spinal twist. So if you don't have that much flexibility, you can place a pillow underneath the knee or in between the knees. So in between the postures, we want to move a little bit, just supporting the body, balancing energies. Alright, so placing the arms wide, place the feet or the toes onto the ground. Now lift up slightly, just like 1 centimeter, only the hips, and only move the hips towards the left. Lift up the knees, so the shoulders, the rest of the back stay where they are, and then from here dropping the knees towards the ground. Left shoulder is staying connected to the ground, and the face can drop towards the left side. If you have something with the neck or the shoulder, just feel what side is best for you, either towards the left, up, or even towards the right. If you need more, you can bring the knees towards the right hand to intensify, or you can bring them a little bit further away to soften the pose. So play with that a little bit if you need. Feeling the weight of the body. Breathing into the sensations that you have. Shoulder, the back, hips, maybe your thigh, neck. Three more breaths here. Strong hands into the floor. Press them gently when you bring the knees back up. Now again, bring yourself to neutral. So we roll the spine and the hips. Massaging a bit, neutralizing after the pose. Before we move to the other side. So place the feet on the ground, lift up the hips a bit, move only the hips to the right, then moving up the knees and dropping the knees to the side. So keeping that right shoulder attached to the ground. If you notice the knees are not touching, either just leave it as it is if that feels good. You can place a blanket in between the knees or a small pillow. If the left knee is not on the ground either, place a small pillow underneath to support. So the face can drop towards the right side. It can also be just facing up or towards the left. If you turn the face towards the left, you notice there's more stretch in the right shoulder. If you move it towards the right, away from the knees, you're supporting the twists, feeling it more on the left side, but also the left arm. So feel what feels best for you. Breathe into the pose. Feel the weight of the body touching the ground. Feel the top of the body touch with the sky, the air. Three more breaths here. Strong hands into the floor. Inhale, bringing the knees back up. Bringing them into alignment. And then rock and roll left to right, back and forth. Massaging again. Neutralizing after the pose. Preparing for the last posture, knees into the chest, and then Shavasana. So when you feel good enough on both sides, you can start to bring the knees toward the chest and wrap the arms around. So either the knees can stay together or you can widen them. Breathing into your posture, following inhale and exhale. Feeling the back touching the ground and the weight of your body. On the hips, back, shoulders, and the back of your head. Breathing full into the body, into the heart space. Have a small smile on your face, or a big one. Breathing in, smile into the body, into the heart. Really feeling that smile. Unconditional love for yourself throughout your whole body. And very slowly release the pose. Arms can be wide, palms facing up. And the knees can be supported with the bolster. If you have any problems with the lower back, this can really release and soften. Or you can choose to have classical Shavasana of the legs just straight, letting the feet fall towards the outside. And the hands just open. So fully relax. There's nothing left to do. Except for staying fully aware with all sensations. Staying connected to the lower belly, to the hara, center of life force energy. Observe what's going on in you. Feeling the weight of the body heavy on the ground. Feeling the top of the body light and in touch with the sky. And on an in-breath, feeling the full inside of the body. And then the next in-breath, feeling the full surroundings of the body. The ground below you, the sky above, the inside of you, and everything to the side. The whole space surrounding and within you. Take a deep breath in and out. Exhale through the mouth. And relax. Moving fingers, hands, toes and feet. You can rotate your wrists and your ankles, both directions. And stretching your arms overhead, stretching yourself fully out, stretch everything you have. Hold for a moment. Squeeze your face, your toes. Exhale through the mouth to release. Bringing slowly the knees to the chest. To rock and roll left to right, back and forth. When you're ready, you can roll to the side. Curl yourself up into a little ball. And we're gonna do 3 breaths with a exhale that's making a very soft swishing sound. It's like you inhale, like filling the balloon, and you exhale, letting the air slowly come out with a shh. So inhale, and slowly and fully exhale. Do this 3 times, and having the face and the jaw fully relaxed, letting go of everything. You can either stay, do a couple of more of that shushing breath that is calming the nervous system. Then start to bring yourself slowly up, coming into a seated position with your eyes closed. Take a deep breath in and out. Place one hand onto your heart and one onto the lower belly. Have a smile on your face. And think of 3 things that you're grateful for in your life. Things or people or events. Past, present, future. Something small, something big, it doesn't matter. Smile towards those 3 gratefulness things. Really feel the gratitude. And set an intention for the rest of your day. And placing your hands together in front of the heart. Bow towards the heart. Namaste. So after the practice, make sure to take it really slow for a little bit of time. Maybe have a small rest, or you can meditate. Just really let the practice integrate into your day, giving chance for the energy to rebalance. And have a beautiful day.